welcome back to my channel. I am really excited about this video. First is where I'm living, it's cooling down a little bit. I know like everywhere has experienced high temperatures this past summer, and we're finally getting down between the 70s and 80s, which makes me feel like fall is literally right around the corner. Second of all, this palette, which is the star of the show, the Anastasia Nouveau palette. Yes, I did match my shirt to the palette. I saw this palette in Ulta and I was just like drawn in right away. The colors, the textures, the tones, like all of it, just everything about it just screamed fall to me, just screamed like I have to have it. Guys, I've just been waiting for days now to play with this palette, but I knew I wanted to save it for a video. So now we are here and I get to play with it. I love the packaging, this green sage color with the gold lettering on it. Here is the palette. I love it. It's got like a textured cover, and I love the green lettering and like this green bar detail down here. So cute. Here is the colors. We're just gonna let that fall off. I just love these tones, all of the textures in here. I love that you get some nice neutral mattes. So whenever you get a new palette, the most satisfying part of it all, I believe, well, one is playing with the colors, but two, you get to peel off the sticker off the mirror. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me get you close up to the microphone so you can hear this. So satisfying. So we are going to go ahead and swatch these really quick, but I do want to point out, this is something that as I was kind of watching some other people's videos on this palette, it does say on their website, and I believe even on the back of the packaging, say that there are 3 of the shades in the palette that you shouldn't use around the eye area. You might think like, why would they make a palette if you can't put it on your eyes, right? You just have to understand the makeup industry and the FDA. A lot of the makeup we have nowadays is not approved by the FDA. There are additives and dyes that the FDA does not approve of. As the FDA already approved some things that aren't good for our bodies, so you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt and pick and choose your battles. These are the shades that they say are not meant for the eyes. Wisteria, which is that bright purple, Paloma, and Metro. Now, the reasoning why they say not to put these on the eyes, in the shade Wisteria specifically, it does have red 21 in it, which the FDA does not approve of, at least in the makeup world, around the eyes. I don't know that much about it, but from what I've been gathering information-wise, this is what I understand. Shade Paloma and Metro, those shades don't actually have red 21 in it, but they might have been made around the shade Wisteria, so they may contain red 21 in it. Red 21, depending on what shade you make, sometimes it can stain the eyes. If you are really sensitive, maybe it will irritate your eyes a little bit. But I know that I'm not sensitive. I know I'm fine. I actually, in the store, I did put Wisteria on the inner corners of my eyes, and I was perfectly fine. So you pick and choose your battles. You know, are you okay putting this on your eyes? I am, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these for you. Shade here is a really pretty, like, green, silvery, metallic, and I just really think that color is a really pretty color. It's not too heavy, it's not too bright, so if you want a little bit of sparkle, but not like tons, you know, you can definitely get away with this shade right here. The next shade is Isle, and it's like a really pretty, like, pinky, goldy, copper shade. Really, really gorgeous. I like it when it hits the lighting. It just, like, really pops. The next shade is Belle, and that is a really pretty, like, brown gold metallic as well. I love myself a nice gold metallic, brown metallic, I'm sorry. The next shade here is Wisteria, and she is pretty. She's like the star of the show. So the fact that they say you can't put this in the eyes, it's kind of a bummer. But again, you choose what you want to do. The next shade here is Lily, And that's a really pretty shade. It's like a duochrome. It's got like some silver glitter, also with some like rose gold glitter on it with a rose gold base. But it's like really interesting. Like, I love the different shades of glitter in there. It's not just like one glitter. That's really pretty. The next shade is Hope, which is kind of an interesting color too. It's kind of like a duochrome like the other one. It's got some different color glitter. I see some gold and some silver there, but it's kind of like a brownish gold base, but it does have like a hint of green in there, which is really interesting. The next shade is Paloma, and this is just like a really nice neutral shade. It basically is like blending into my skin, so that's like a great transition shade right there. The next shade is called Fleur, and she is also a really nice neutral shade. Next shade is Liberty, and I believe that this is the darkest matte in the palette. And it's like a really dark brown, but has like some green in it. This next shade here is called Peacock, and this is one of the shades that I'm really excited about. It's another duochrome. It's a brown base, but it's got like that blue-ish green kind of shift to it, and that's really pretty. The next shade is Metro, and I'm going to put it here next to Fleur just so we can see the difference. They both definitely have different undertones. One is definitely more cool toned and the other one is more warm toned, but they definitely are in the same family. The last one is Muse. So those are all the shades in the palette. All right guys, so now that we have swatched all the shades, now we're gonna go ahead and do the eyes. Now, with this being like, to me, this like screams fall vibes to me. We are going to do more of a fall inspired look today. So good. I do have here on the side of my table a microfiber towel and then a makeup brush cleaner that I'm going to put in a little bowl. I haven't washed my brushes in a while, and because we're working with a little bit deeper colors, I just want to make sure that I can clean my brushes in between applications. This is totally an extra step too. You could literally just use a microfiber towel, but because I haven't washed my brushes in a while, this kind of gives an extra clean rather than just kind of getting the pigment off. First, I'm going to prep the eyes. I'm literally just going to take my NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum in the shade Light just to kind of prep my eyelids. So the first shade that I'm going to take is Paloma to set the concealer. I usually sometimes if I do my makeup, like my face base, before I go in with eyeshadow, I usually will set my concealer for my lids with like a powder, but because we are going straight in with the eyeshadow first, I'm just going to take Paloma and just go all over the lid with this, all over the eye. All right, so to start off in the crease for my transition shade, I am going to go in with Fleur. Yeah, there we go. These shades are definitely pigmented, and so if you are maybe a little bit newer to eyeshadow and I'm not familiar with the Anastasia formula, you might want to go a little bit lighter than I am. All right, so I'm gonna take this brush, but I have to clean it first, and I want to show you guys. So I literally am going to dip this brush into this brush cleaner, and the thing about this one is that you can like use it right away, and then I'm just gonna take it and kind of swirl it around in my microfiber towel. You don't have to use a microfiber towel, but microfiber towel, but I feel like they do a really good job. And then boom, it's all clean, ready for application. It does kind of have a scent to it, so if you're sensitive to scents, you might not want to use the brush right away. Okay, so the next shade I think that I'm gonna go into with Liberty on this brush here, and I don't want to go in too heavy with this one just because, like I said, you know, shades are pigmented. So we're just going to tap it off, and then I'm literally just going to tap it on this outer corner here. Bring it in a little bit. Take my blending brush that we used with Fleur, and I'm just gonna kind of start to blend that out a little bit. I'm just gonna keep building Liberty up until I get kind of the definition and depth that I want. I'm gonna stop there. I was hoping that Liberty would give me a little bit more green to the look, but it definitely has a little bit more of a grungier brown undertone. So I'm gonna continue with the look, and then we'll revisit the green part of it. So next I'm gonna go in with, hold on, what does Bella look like again? Go ahead and go into Bella on my fingertip, and I'm just gonna go in and apply it to more of the center of the lid. That's really pretty. Take my blending brush and just kind of blend that together, not be so harsh line at the top. I am going to take a little bit of Liberty just to kind of blend those together. All right, the next shade I'm gonna take is, I think I'm gonna take the shade Isle, and this is gonna go more in the inner corner of my eye, connecting Bella and Isle together because they have a similar gold undertone, but also bringing back the warmth of the transition shade as well. Okay, there we go. I do have some fallout, but that's just because I kind of went really heavy-handed on that side. So I think we're pretty much done with the eye look on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a wipe and just clean out any fallout that I might have. Go and do most of the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be back to finish the lower lash line and the rest of my makeup. Okay, so I have done most of my makeup now, so I'm gonna go back into the palette, and we are gonna take a smaller kind of like pencil brush, and I'm gonna go back into Fleur. Just going to blend that on the lower lash line. All right, now I'm gonna go into Liberty here, really lightly. I'm gonna get just a little bit on there, and then just focusing this on the outer corner, and then connecting it with the shadows above. So I found this eyeliner that I've had for forever now. This is called Golden Olive. This is from NYX, and I don't know, here, let me swatch this for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like start to line the outer part of my lid on top. All right, what I'm gonna do, hopefully this doesn't mess the look up, but I'm gonna take a little brush and kind of smudge that shade up a little bit. I feel like it intensified the eyes a little bit, but I like that. It's not too like harsh to where I feel like it makes a huge difference, but just enough to like just kind of finish the look up. The lip liner that I'm going to be using is from NYX. It is in the shade Nude Beige. I'm going to take it and I'm going to warm it up on the back of my hand, just so that when I apply it to my lips, it kind of is already nice and creamy. So I have those lined and filled in. I am going to take this lip liner from L'Oreal. This is in the shade Fairest Nude, and I really like it. It's just a really nice nude shade, And I'm just going to put that right over top. So let's go ahead and build up the blush a little bit. I'm really happy with this palette. Like, the darker shades, like that Liberty shade, I was kind of intimidated by it. I really like how everything came together. I love the metallic shades in this palette. I love that transition shade. It definitely gives more warmth to the eye look, I think. And then adding that green liner, I really like. I feel like it just gave my eyes just enough depth to change the eye look just a little bit. That is it for this look using the new Anastasia Nouveau palette. And watch out for more videos with this palette probably in it. I'll probably do a lot more fall inspired looks with this palette. I will also leave all of the other products that I used on my face today down in the description below. Alright guys, that is it for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below what you want to see next for me. I want to hear from you guys, and let me know if you have tried this palette before. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!